It has been a grab bag of right-wing grievances, barely coded racism, and flat-out lies.
So what is going on here? Well, this, of course, is Joy Reid, and she is being as racist as ever. What we have here is her discussing this bridge tragedy that happened in Baltimore. She's even going to talk to the mayor of Baltimore. So let's dive into this video and see what we got going on. But before we do, I want to thank everybody for stopping by and supporting my channel. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed because YouTube does unsubscribe people every single day. You can find me on Rumble, Twitter, Odyssey, BitChute. Now let's get going.
Shame on those people who want to make something out of this that isn't there. They have this boogeyman philosophy, and if it's black or brown, it's something that they've got a target on. Yeah. I just think that is just totally uncalled for at a time like this.
That was Maryland Congressman Kwesi Mfume last night on this very show, talking about the rampant conspiracies being hawked by the right about Tuesday's tragic bridge collapse in Baltimore. It has been a grab bag of right-wing grievances, barely coded racism, and flat-out lies. Noted Jewish space lasers and QAnon conspiracist Marjorie Taylor Greene suggested the disaster was the result of an intentional attack, perhaps by the space lasers. But the most idiotic and racist theories had to do with their newest boogeyman: diversity, equity, and inclusion, DE.
All right, well, I mean, do you have proof, Joy, that it's not these things, that it's not DEI, that there isn't something else going on here? Have we done an investigation and proven all this stuff? And I think there has been an investigation done, and it is coming back saying, hey, look, everything was as the operators of the boat said. But even then, it could be DEI. It could be they were diversity hires. That's possible. And then they were incompetent because of it. That happens all the time.
DEI. A Republican congressional candidate in Florida tweeted that DEI did this. And a right-wing blue check account that's been boosted by Elon Musk in the past just blew straight past the dog whistling, tweeting to its 276,000 followers, quote, Baltimore's DEI mayor commenting on the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge. It's going to get so much worse. Prepare accordingly. The post included a clip of Baltimore's black mayor, Brandon Scott. I cannot believe I have to say this. Brandon Scott was elected with 70% of the vote in 2020 in a city that is 61% black.
Okay, so it sounds like he was voted in by black people because he's black, because of racism, because people will vote for their own skin color in politics. So that sounds kind of like DEI to me. But not only that, I mean, how many white people voted for him who were like, oh, he's the black candidate? I don't know the election process in Baltimore. I don't vote for mayors in my local elections here. We don't have elections specifically for mayors that I'm aware of. We have them for city council members, I believe, and then the city council members can become mayor. They work in the office of the mayor, and they rotate through. Is my understanding how it works. So maybe in Baltimore they vote him in, yeah. I don't know. And then how many of the white people who voted for him were like, oh, he's the black candidate, I want to vote him in, he's the black candidate. How many girls were like, oh, he's the cute candidate, I want to vote for him, he's cute? Because that happens too.
By right-wing logic, a diversity hire would have been a white man, which of
at least you can admit that, Joy. I'm surprised. And the fact of the matter is you don't actually believe that. You believe the diversity hire is always a person of color, not the white people. White people cannot possibly be a minority. I mean, that's the rhetoric of the woke.
Of course, is what they want. Only the white Christian men may have the things. And at this point, it's evident what they mean by DEI, right? Okay, it means black people. It's the reason the right...
Oh, so... She did that unhinged rant. That video went viral. If you haven't seen it, here's a snippet.
We know what you mean. We know what you mean.
What the hell is even that?
Yeah, so this is what she means. She means that me, because I'm a white male, right? When I say DEI, I mean black people. No, I mean diversity, equity, and inclusion when I say DEI, because that's what it stands for. Diversity, equity, and inclusion does not only include black people, it also is Hispanic people, Asian people, Indian, Native American, Pacific Islander. Do I need to go on? It includes all of the different types of peoples. It includes men, women, fat, all of that stuff. That's what DEI means. However, it's stupid because what it says is, as we all know watching my channel here, DEI says that diversity is the most important thing that you must have in your hiring practices, in representation, etc. You must have that, period.
Right, complained about critical race theory. It's not fashionable to be openly racist anymore in America, unlike what they call the good old days. So referring to a black mayor as a DEI mayor gets the point across, right? So fellas, why did...
No, that's not what people mean when they say DEI mayor. They mean that he was put in place not because of his qualifications, Joy, but because he looks correct. He looks like a person we would want to see in a leadership role.
Just say what you mean. You can't stand black people. We get it. You've been heard. What is also clear is all the conspiracy theories are a distraction from the real effects of Tuesday's bridge collapse. Tonight, officials said the remains of the two victims were recovered. The remains of two of the victims were recovered. Construction workers who had been working on the bridge. 4 others are presumed dead. There's also the economic fallout from the port of Baltimore being closed indefinitely. This port is one of the busiest in the country, 11th largest overall. It employs more than 15,000 people and more than 139,000 indirect jobs. And it's the #1 port in the country for the import and export of automobiles and farm and construction machinery, a top importer of sugar, and second in the nation for export of coal. And not just coal for black people, Republicans, coal for everybody.
All right, so given all of that, and knowing that Baltimore is 61% black, like you just said, wouldn't you want to know why this happened? Very precisely why this happened, so that we can keep it from happening again. Not only that, like you said, there were 2 people that we found the bodies of and 4 people that we haven't found the bodies of. And she's going to go on later to say that these people are Hispanic, and that's a terrible tragedy, but we don't care because we're evil white people.
Joining me now is Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott. I will allow you, Mayor Scott, if you choose to do so, to respond to the tomfoolery and attacks on you for having the nerve to be black and also a mayor.
How dare he? What is he thinking? You know, these problems have arisen because of white people. Her attitude has arisen because of white people allowing black people to do whatever it is they want to do in the country. Look at her. She's a multi-millionaire with a international broadcasting platform. He is the leader of an important city, of one of the larger cities. Now, Baltimore is like terrible about crime, so whatever, but I mean, still, it's ridiculous. This is just ridiculous.
Well, I think, listen, I know, and we all know, and you know very well, that black men and young black men in particular have been the boogeyman for those who are racist and think that only straight, wealthy white men should have a say in anything. We've been the boogeyman from them since the first day they brought us to this country. And what they mean by DEI, in my opinion, is duly elected incumbent. We know what they want to say, but they don't have the courage to say the N-word. And the fact that I don't believe in their untruthful and wrong ideology, and I am very proud of.
This is your ideology. DEI is not something that I want. I do not want DEI at all. I do not care if we have equal representation of all of the different peoples, different types of peoples there can be, because you know what? You can't get everybody. The only way you can get everybody is by saying, hey, you know what? We're a free country, egalitarian, democratic republic. You do you, man. You just go out and you do you, make your own way, find your own way in this world, get the representation that you want. That's the only way to make it fair.
My heritage and who I am and where I come from scares them, because me being at my position means that their way of thinking, their way of life of being comfortable and suffering, and while everyone else suffers, is going to be at risk, and they should be afraid, because that's my purpose in life.
And by the way,
this is the mayor of a United States city who just said he's against white people having comfort in life.
you know, the coded racism, before we even knew the nationalities of the men, Maria Bartiromo was out there talking about open borders and trying to somehow signal that they wanted to go after the brown people too, because of course that is their other target. We know that the men.
All right, talked about this before, but it's been a while. There was a movie, but Brad Pitt starred in it. What the heck was it called? Snatch, I believe. It's a movie that you should probably watch. It's not that bad. It's a pretty good movie. It's about a fighter. And the people featured in the movie are immigrants in, I want to say they're in Ireland. They come from Romania. And they are considered low class, shiftless criminals and thugs. They're white. I mean, Romanians are white. As much as the DEI wants to say that Slavic people aren't white, Romanians are white. You look at them, they're white. So people in Europe complain about the Romanians coming to the more civilized parts of Europe. It's the same thing with closing the border here. They just said, oh, it's a complaint about brown people. You don't want the brown people's coming here. Me. No. I don't want uncivilized people who want to spread their way of life in my civilized country. That's what it's about.
Who are doing this hard construction work overnight, trying to fix the potholes on this bridge, working very hard, were Latino. And so that's now on the table, too. We know that this ship, which came from Singapore, was piloted by a very heroic crew from India who's made a call, save.
Heroic crew. They were heroic. What would you have them do, Joy? Jump overboard?
Saved lives, not maybe saved lives, but did. So this is a full-throated attack. But this is also what America is. It is people of multiple races who do the hard work to make America work and literally make it work. Talk
Is it now? You want to get rid of the white race.
Talk about the importance of this port and how quickly you believe it will be back up and working.
Well, first I have to talk about those lives that we lost. Those folks came to this country to fulfill the American dream, the dream that they say should exist for everyone, but they really mean just for them. They were working, filling potholes. And
even though you're a mayor of a major American city, and Joy Reid is sitting here as a international political pundit.
In the middle of the night, so all of us
That's
that
right.
use that bridge could transit, had better transit. This port is one of the most important, not just in the U.S., but in the world. And these folks that depend on these jobs, we are going to be working very quickly alongside and following the lead of our federal government, our state government, supporting in every way we can to get this port open back up. But we have to do that safely, in the right way, to make sure that nothing else happens in the getting it back up and working. We're going to do that each and every day. Everybody is working here together. We're ignoring all the conspiracy theorists, everyone who's playing bridge engineer at home, who's never even taken a class on engineering, and understand.
Oh, and then have you, Mayor Scott, taken classes on bridge engineering? And have you, Mayor Scott, done the investigation on determining whether or not this was actually something that was an accident? Have you? Because, I mean, it could very well have been intentional. We don't know.
Understanding that what this is about is showing the world once and again that Baltimore can't be broken, that our spirit is strong, and we will rebuild together and honor those who we lost.
And I want to note that two of those who have been now declared dead were Mexican nationals. Is there cooperation happening across that divide as well? Because obviously this is now an international situation, not just the United States, but Singapore and also Mexico.
Yeah, our federal partners are leading in that and making sure that contacts with those countries and the families that are there in those countries are happening. We are all in contact with the families. Right before I got on with you, I spoke with a family member of one of the deceased, again, making sure that they know that we're going to be supporting them, not just now, but long after the cameras are gone and even after the ignorant tweets stop.
I just want to say, just personally, and I think from this show, and I'm sure I speak for you as well, we are grateful in this country to the Latino workers who do the hard work. They are on these construction sites all over this country doing the work that you cannot.
Are you grateful for the white men who are doing those jobs, Joy? Are you? Because I don't think you are.
Not compel a lot of Americans to do the back-breaking work that we don't even have enough gratitude to give to them. So our deepest condolences to the families of those 6 who are gone and are lost, and they were lost doing the work for us to make our country better and to make our economy stronger. God bless them. And to anybody who has anything negative to say about this mayor or those people, we know who you are. We see you. We see what you mean when you say DEI. We get it. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott, thank you so much. Much appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
And the crazy doesn't end there. Wow, that was just like, we see, we know what DEI means. You just can't say the N-word. Okay, people, man. Wow. And what is up with all these racist mayors? That's what I want to focus on here, is the racist mayors. Like the mayor of Boston, the Asian lady who's the mayor of Boston, who's like, white people are evil and stupid. Well, we have Mayor McNuggets here.
So my team came together. First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright, first black woman to be a first deputy mayor.
Okay, so like I said, Mayor McNuggets, this is Mayor Adams from New York. What does it matter that she is the first black woman to be deputy mayor? Is that important? It is to him. It is to the DEI, the woke. They want to see these people in these positions. That is not important for the position. I don't care if it was an alien who came down and was deputy mayor, as long as they have the best interest of the people of New York in mind, and they were qualified to do the job well. That's all I care about. But these people are like, oh no, it's gotta be a person who's not white and not male.
She came up with a team called Mochify, an MWE, black product. They said that we can give people food cards where they can only purchase food and baby supplies. You would save $600,000 a month in costs. People would buy the food that they want and not giving it to them from someone from some large conglomerate. Then they will have to spend the cards in the bodegas, the supermarkets, the local stores, so the money stays inside the community, and the program is run by a person of color. We're saving over $7 million a year. We have no more food waste because people are buying what they want. It's a black-owned company, so we put money back into black businesses, like I said I was going to do. And you cannot buy anything but food or baby supplies. It's a complete win. Mm-hmm. But people heard it, and it was sensationalized. Oh, you're giving money to migrants. They only get $13 a day for the 3 meals.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, oh, look, it's black owned, it's black run, it's giving money to the black businesses. You're not racist, right, Mayor Adams? You're not racist. It's really sad. It's disgusting too, the way these people act. And they think it's okay. They think it's perfectly natural to want to promote one group of people or demote another group of people. As long as that group of people that you're demoting is white, and as long as the group of people you're promoting is not white, it's fine. It's just total racism. And this is why this channel exists. It's because I am not a bad person because I'm white. That does not happen. Okay? You can be a bad person, but it's not because of the color of your skin. We all know this. Except the woke. Joy Reid now, she continued on in a different clip I want to play here. Just to end out this segment. Because Joy Reid is just such a piece of garbage.
And so when he's back in that office, you need to understand what a man says he wants to be a dictator, what that means for your freedoms. So yeah, you can disagree with Joe Biden on Gaza. You can be pissed because you didn't get the this or that policy through. But you'll be able to gather in Lafayette Square at Radio City Music Hall.
Really? You'll be able to? Why don't we explain this to the Gen 6ers then? Because they were mostly peaceful protesters, almost all peaceful protesters. In fact, most of them weren't even protesters. They were just going into the Capitol to check it out. And yet they're being imprisoned for years and years, simply for walking into the Capitol. Grandmothers, no joke, grandmothers are being imprisoned for walking into the Capitol on January 6th.
In 2025, 26, 27, and protest that. That is not a guarantee from the man who says he wants to be a dictator. And you need to really process that and get over, whatever's ailing you right now, because I'm telling you, I'd rather be able to protest under Joe Biden than to be worried about someone knocking on my door and pulling me out of my house or arresting me because I am protesting a policy under Donald Trump.
All I have to do is talk about the leader of the Proud Boys. I don't know if he's the former leader now, but Enrique Tarrio, who was arrested and imprisoned for illegal possession of firearms and burning a banner. I mean, I can understand, yeah, you get arrested for burning a banner. And of course, it was considered a hate crime because it was an African church's banner, but Enrique Tarrio is part black, part Hispanic. The hell? How's that a hate crime then, dumbass? And we have the Second Amendment for a reason. He's allowed to bear arms. I don't know what to tell you. Illegal possession of firearms. He had illegal magazine capacity, I believe is what it was. And he burned a banner. Wow. Okay, so he gets to go to prison for that? I mean, he was only there for like 5 months, 4 months, something like that. But still. This notion that we're going to be in prison because Trump is in office. Well, we can just look at what Trump did before the last time he was in office. Did he imprison a lot of people? No, in fact, he let the country burn down, didn't call the National Guard, didn't force the states to bring in the National Guard to defend the cities that were being burnt down by the mostly peaceful protests, right?
Or being shot, which is what Donald Trump loves to say. It's one of his favorite phrases. He said he would like people who are doing protests like the one outside of this building to be shot.
Concentration camps in Texas. Yeah.
That's what he said. And when somebody tells you who they are.
Did you hear what he said there? The guy on the left, I'll play it again. Maybe we'll catch it here. Pay attention.
Creating concentration camps in Texas. Yeah.
Creating concentration camps in Texas. Trump didn't do that, dumbass. God, these people. He was not the one who did that. Concentration camps were already there. Trump just used them as they were already being used. And the idea that these children, we're locking up these children, putting them in cages. They walked thousands of miles in flip-flops through the desert without food and water, being violated by coyotes, especially the girls. And then so we put them in an air-conditioned building where we're like, this is the best that we can do. Sorry, we just don't have anything better for you until we sort out your situation. And what I would have done was you arm the National Guard, you line them up along the border, and you give them orders to use whatever means necessary. That's it. Problem solved. But see, the Dems don't want to do that. The woke don't want to do that. They want to let the border be open and let this country be flooded with people who do not have the best interest of the country at heart. And before you say, you were saying this earlier in this video, anti-war warrior, you're so stupid. These people just want to come here and have a better life. They're all hardworking, etc., blah, blah, blah. Cartels are coming across the border illegally and integrating into this country and spreading crime and fentanyl, among other drugs. That's just a fact. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't believe it, too bad, you're wrong. Anyway, that's all I got for this time. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.